Schedule Release Show presented by LeBonner Children's Hospital. I'm Rob Fisher as we get you set for the NBA schedule coming out here momentarily. Some of the games have come out, national games and MLK Day and Christmas Day and opening night. Those have come out. We'll review those as well. But we'll look at the Grizzlies schedule as it is released here today, give you our thoughts on the Grizzlies schedule, give you some of the key dates throughout the year on the Grizzlies schedule, and have our top three games each on the Grizzlies schedule as well. Joining me here this afternoon, Michael Wallace is here. Hello, Michael. How are you?
What's going on? What's going on?
Exciting day, schedule release day.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Lang Whitaker is here as well. Hello, Lang. How are you?
I'm good. This is your time to shine, Rob Fisher.
This is my day.
This is when Rob, we get the annotated schedule from Rob every year with like graphics and arrows and things.
Colors,
like
coordinated.
This is Rob's day, and I'm excited for you. When I heard the music and the show started, I thought, that's our music.
That's right.
That's the new scheduled music.
Yeah, that's right. John Roser's here. Hello, John.
Fish, this is your day, your sheet of schedule integrity.
That's right.
It's all about the Rob Fisher sheet on
exactly
schedule
right.
day.
And say it right. Say it right, Fish. How do you say it in the South? How do you say schedule in the South?
Schedule? Is that right? It is out. The Grizzlies schedule is out. Let's take a look at it in video form, some highlights of the Grizzlies schedule in 2026-27.
Looks like music.
The musicians, maybe?
The music's singing.
The jazz.
It looks like a little lake.
Ice cream cones.
A pirate ship. A house on the sea team. A boat.
Cat ears.
It's like buttered popcorn.
A cloud.
The sunny days.
The oceans. A lake.
The weepers.
It looks like a duck inside of a cloud, inside of a pot.
Cowboys.
Cowboy hats.
No guesses. A flying hat. A pirate team.
Is it Miami Heat?
Ooh.
I have no idea. The eagles. It looks like a dragon from my angle. The pink stuff looks like a wing. The scribblers. The queens.
Queen.
The fires. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
A guy with a Christmas tree body.
Celtics?
What's the statue called? Liberty. Rocket team?
The Rockets. Go on.
The rocket ships. The rockets. A rocket.
There we go.
Fireworks.
Basketball court.
The basketballers.
Can we get a hint?
I still have no idea what that is. Island team, because it has an eye.
Well, looks like 4th of July stuff. Land of the free.
The stars. Stars.
Am I right between the Clippers and the Magic?
We'll go with the Wizards.
It's exactly.
Who you gonna do?
Well, be there for the games you want to see most. Single game tickets for the 26-27 season go on sale on 901 day. You can visit grizzlies.com/tickets on Tuesday, September 1st to buy single game tickets. Thanks to the kids at LeBonner for helping out with the schedule video release here this afternoon. Well, now we've seen the schedule, and Michael, what are the first takeaways of the schedule for you so far?
You know, just the dawning of the new era. I really like the home opener and the season opener, and we're going to get to that in some of our favorite games. But, you know, the first things that jump out to me, obviously, is where is this new era going to start? Who's it going to start against? And then secondly, man, so glad to have the MLK game back here in Memphis after a one-year hiatus. And I understood why it was moved for that 1 year. The Grizzlies had another goal to help the NBA out. But those two things are the two things that stuck out to me.
Lang?
I thought the interesting thing to me was looking at some of the advanced numbers around the schedule from the NBA, that the Grizzlies have 66 games this year where they have even time off before the game as the opponent. Where, you always hear about schedule losses where that when you look at a team who maybe is coming in fresh versus a team that's on the second half of a back-to-back. The Grizzlies have 14 games this year where they either have one day less or one day more rest than the team they're playing against. It's even 7-7, but 66 of these games, they're both coming off either a game the night before or a day off. So a lot of these games, I don't think you're going to be able to chalk up to the schedule. You're going to have to look at it as what kind of performance do you give out on the court that night.
Roser?
I mean, I would just say you look at it and you play 4 of your first 5 right after your home opener. You go on the road for 4 straight. You've got a young basketball team. 13 of your first 23 are on the road. And then you have a stretch right after Christmas where you've got 6 of 7 on the road. And for a young team, like, we're going to get to see what they're made of right off the bat.
Yeah, I think a couple of things that stood out to me. One, there are 2 games on national television, one being MLK Day against the Houston Rockets on January the 18th. That game will be at 7:30 or 6:30 against and that'll be on Peacock as well, as the Grizzlies will take on the Houston Rockets. As you see the MLK Day schedule that will be on NBC and Peacock throughout the day. The other game that's on national television is Ja Morant's return to Memphis, as that will be Saturday, February 6th. He will be here for 2 games. Portland will be in town for 2 games, February 6th and February 8th. Those will be the 2 games that Ja Morant's in town. His first game back, that game will be on Prime. Also, there's an 8-game homestand in February. I've never seen this before. In 8, there's no rodeo road trips or anything. And it's loaded. 8-game homestand for the Grizzlies right up to the All-Star break. Those 8 games are Philadelphia against LeBron James. You have 2 with Portland against Ja Morant, Orlando with Desmond Bane, the Clippers, New York, the defending champions, San Antonio, the defending Western Conference champions, Boston, and then you go on the road and play San Antonio out of the break. So that's a really tough 9-game stretch, but it's an 8-game homestand in the middle of February for the Grizzlies. That stands out. Yeah. And then the other thing, last year, this team had 21 weekend games. 21 weekend games. This year, it's 14.
Yeah.
You got 3 on Sunday, 3 on Friday, just 3 on Friday night, and you have 8 on Saturday, and just 14 weekend games for the Grizzlies, as opposed to the 21 that the Grizzlies had last season.
Got a lot of Wednesday games this year?
I think it's Wednesday.
10 Wednesday games, yeah. A lot of. When you were talking about that stretch of the 8 straight home games, I was looking at it, because you mentioned earlier, like, the return of Ja Morant, the return of Jaren. There's a Grizzlies connection on 9 straight games in that stretch right there. We start off at Utah, at Milwaukee, then the stretch starts here. You come here, it's Philadelphia, KCP. Then you go back-to-back against Portland, then you play Orlando, then you play the Clippers featuring Grizzlies legend Chris Dunn. A couple of years ago, training camp. Then you got the Knicks, which I couldn't find a connection. Then the Spurs, Bismack Biyombo, and then you finish with the Celtics.
Boy, you're reaching.
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley, that's right.
But there is that stretch of all those like kind of familiar faces that you're going to see right in a row, in the middle of the season.
It's a fun stretch, but
it's home games is crazy though. Like I don't ever remember seeing a team have that many, unless it's like sometimes you would see the teams on the rodeo trips or the circus trips where
or the Grammys or whatever in LA.
Things were in their arena. Teams will go on the road for an extended period, but being home for that long is really interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of the key dates for the Grizzlies schedule this season. We'll start with the preseason, as the preseason schedule also unveiled for the Grizzlies as well. They'll start things off in Atlanta on October 5th, and then Wednesday, Desmond Bane actually makes his return in the preseason as they'll take on the Orlando Magic on October 7th. And then on the 9th in Chicago, get a look at Cam Boozer against Caleb Wilson. And then Friday, October 16th, the final preseason game against the Charlotte Hornets. Grizzlies playing just 4 preseason games this season. That's a little bit of a change as well. I think it's been 5 in the past, but just 4 for the Grizzlies this preseason. And then with the home opener, of course, as we mentioned, the Utah Jazz will be coming into town on October the 21st. Jaren Jackson Jr., the only trip for the Utah Jazz at FedEx Forum this year. There are 6 opponents that the Grizzlies will only play 3 times out of the West this season, at least scheduled. That could change after the Emirates Cup, where a couple games will be added. But at this point, the Lakers are in town for 2, but only 1 in Los Angeles. Portland in town for 2, only 1 in Portland. 2 for Sacramento in town, only 1 in Sacramento. Also, the Denver Nuggets come to town just 1 time. The Minnesota Timberwolves come to town just 1 time. And the Utah Jazz, as we mentioned, come to town just 1 time. Then we got the national broadcast, as we mentioned, the 2 games with Houston and Portland being on Peacock and Prime. You see that right there, Monday, January 18th. That is MLK Day. That game on Peacock for the Grizzlies and the Houston Rockets. And then Saturday, February 6th, when the Grizzlies will host Ja Morant and the Portland Trailblazers. That is a 4:30 start. Grizzlies have a couple of 4 o'clock starts on Saturday this season. 1 at 4:30, 1 at 4 o'clock, including the Milwaukee game when Taylor Jenkins returns. That game will be at 4 o'clock on December the 12th. A couple of Sunday afternoon games, 3 o'clock games, and a 5 o'clock game on a Sunday afternoon as well. On those 3 Sundays that the Grizzlies will host games as well.
One of those Sunday games, Fish, is against Dallas here, and we talked about how Ja and the Blazers are here for those back-to-back home games. A month before that, Santi Aldama and the Mavericks are here for back-to-back home games also. Those are the only 2 teams I could find that had the back-to-back games here in Memphis.
Yeah, back-to-back with Dallas. That's early January, the 10th and the 12th, and then Portland, the 6th and the 8th of February. Former Grizzlies players, familiar faces. You want to see some familiar faces?
I love familiar faces.
All right, let's look at some of the familiar faces. Jaron, that'll be October 21st. We got Ja, the 6th and the 8th of February against Portland. February 10th, you got Desmond Bane and the Orlando Magic. And then, as you mentioned, Santi Aldama as well,
right.
January 10th and 12th.
You got to throw in Taylor Jenkins.
The Dallas Mavericks come to town, and Taylor Jenkins, December 12th, when Milwaukee comes to town as well. The NBA Cup games. The Grizzlies have a tough draw in the NBA Cup this season, and there are 4 games played in the NBA Cup for the Grizzlies. That will start Friday, November the 6th.
Never liked the NBA Cup.
No?
No.
Not a fan?
It's never worked out for us.
Hell, we went 2 years without winning a game, didn't we?
I would love it if we could do well in the NBA Cup, but so far it hadn't given me much to root for.
Yeah, OKC, Minnesota, the Clippers, and the New Orleans Pelicans in our group. November the 6th against Oklahoma City. November 13th at New Orleans. November 25th at home against the Clippers, and then November 27th at Minnesota are the 4 NBA Cup games for the Grizzlies this season.
And then there's some dates, right? Like that we make up 2 games.
And then we'll make up 2 games.
Coming up based on how
it fares out.
goes.
Yeah.
And
This is the first year too, right, where they're shifting away from Vegas, right?
It's in Hinkle, in Indianapolis, where Butler plays.
Butler plays.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Hoosiers plays the championship game.
It's more of a top-heavy group, though. So you look at it, and it's not like it's top-heavy with Oklahoma City and Minnesota. And who knows what Minnesota really is going to look like? Because, Julius Randle's gone. They move. Naz Reid is gone. LaMelo Ball's in there. So we'll see. That may take some time to gel. But, it's actually not a horribly manageable group.
At least the Pelicans are in that group.
And the Clippers. They're,
Yeah,
who knows what they're going to be?
LeBron comes to town on February 3rd. That's the beginning of that 8-game homestand. We mentioned the Wizards as well, the home finale with A.J. Demanza.
LeBron loves Memphis.
And we'll make them stay across the street as well. The Knicks come to town on February 15th, also during that 8-game homestand.
That February,
the champions. All right, how about, you want to see my notes for this week?
Absolutely. We've been waiting all show. We've been waiting all show to see your notes, man.
Here we go. This is what
you got to lead
like
with
from
that.
Here.
It is amazing.
Oh, come on, Fish.
There we go.
You only got 2 colors, man.
There we go.
You only got 2 colors.
3. There's red in there.
3.
Too.
There's red. There's red over there.
You usually have a little more creativity with that, man.
Well, let me tell you something. I think the schedule wasn't. Like last year, I think when you got the schedule, you looked at it and you thought, boy, those first 22 games, it's like 9 of 11 at home, and then it was like 9 of 11 on the road. Your season will be determined by the first 22 games.
Right. And it was.
I think some things really stood out on the schedule last year that were determining moments of your schedule. I don't really see that in this year's schedule. I think there are 3 tough stretches for the Grizzlies this season. The first one is November 16th through December the 2nd, where you play 2, 4, 6, 7 of 9, or 7 of 10 on the road. And you got at Washington, at Washington's never been easy. Cleveland's going to be difficult. Golden State at home, at Minnesota, at Charlotte, Clippers at home, at Minnesota, Lakers at home, at Philadelphia, at Detroit. That's all prior to the NBA Cup. So I think that's a tough stretch. You have another tough stretch in the second part of the season in January, the second half of January, where you have at Denver, Cleveland at home, Houston at home, at Phoenix, at OKC, Minnesota at home, at OKC again.
Yeah.
And then that third stretch, I think, is that homestand, which is pretty difficult. But there was nothing really, I don't think, outlandish from this schedule. You know, you were talking about the rest, Lang, and you know, the back-to-back seem pretty manageable. There are 13 of them. There were 14 last year, 3 in December, 3 in March. Last year in March, you had 5, I think it was, in March, back-to-backs, and that was brutal at the end of the season, especially with the way the season was going. But they're kind of spread out a little bit more this year, so I don't think anything really stood out, you know, in a negative or positive way, really, with the schedule.
I just needed 2 more colors, though.
I'm sorry, I'll get 2 more colors this year.
You know, you had a little bit. You had a pink last year. You know what I'm saying? You had your highlighter game was a little more robust.
We need a little lime green.
You cheated us a little bit. Yeah, you had some lime
fuchsia.
I got to do that.
There's a whole closet down the hall of office supplies.
I know.
Just take whatever you want.
Use magenta.
The one thing I was noticing on this list is the Grizzlies estimated they're going to travel 46,000 miles this year, which is less than the league average. Some teams go up to 50,000. So it's not that much travel. The Grizzlies have that 8-game homestand where they're home for 17 days, basically. The longest road trip for the whole season is a week, which feels manageable.
I got 2 4-game road trips that are manageable.
7 days.
Well,
so,
and you won't.
The whole thing feels a little more manageable to me, like than previous schedules. It feels pretty balanced.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we keep coming back to, though, is that every single game feels like it's a tough game. When you're resetting,
well, that's where we are, right?
That's exactly where we are as an organization. I mean, so you look at the West, you know, the Grizzlies are going to have an uphill, climb to get into that top 10, right? I mean, and then you look at the East. The East is loaded from 1 all the way to probably 13. So every single stretch has a game that you're like, man, that's a tough stretch. That's a tough 4 out of 5 stretch, right? So it's going to be that way. So as I say, I have my 5 can't miss games coming out pretty soon here on Grind City Media. And the thing about that is it's going to be growing pains and incremental gains as we get through this season. And you just have to brace yourself.
Mike's dropping bars over here.
For sure, man, for those growing pains, because they're going to come, but this team is going to play hard.
Yeah, I mean, you got you got that 4-game road trip to start the season. The other 4-game road trip during the season, it's at Orlando, at Miami, at Houston, at San Antonio. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at little stretches throughout the season where you're like, wow, that's pretty difficult.
The other thing is that it speaks to the sort of the competitiveness of the NBA at the moment with
Across
the second
the board.
apron,
Across the
and
board.
the way the teams are kind of having it's flattened the landscape a little bit. It's easy to look at this now and be like, oh, well, these all are going to be tough games. Somebody's got to lose some games this season. Some team is going to, one of these teams we're talking about right now is one of the better teams. They're going to have injuries. Something's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong for some of these teams. So there's going to be wins out there from somewhere. I just don't know where they are. I was looking at it trying to think of all right, what are teams that aren't going to be that competitive this year? And there's only 2 or 3 really that you can look at and be like, oh, that might be an easy win. So I think just being competitive night in, night out is going to be the key for this Grizzlies team to be in these games and have a shot at winning them.
Yeah. All right, you can get season tickets. Tickets are available. You can take your seat at the Heart of Grizz Nation with the 2026-27 season ticket membership.
I'm ordering
You can experience all the action of the Grizzlies season with the best ticket prices, exclusive benefits, and access reserved for the most loyal fans. Be a part of what's next and be there for every towel-waving moment to come. Visit Grizzlies.com /season tickets to see the full list of pricing, perks, and benefits and become an MVP.
Darnell's in the graphic.
Shout out to Darnell right beside the R.
Right
beside the R.
With
right
the
there.
Yeah, with the thunder sticks.
Absolutely.
Darnell put that picture in right.
He sure did. Goodness gracious.
All right, let's get our top 3 games.
All right.
We picked the top 3 games from the schedule. Michael, you get to start.
If I'm going to start, I'm going to go right from the beginning. The home opener, the season opener against the Utah Jazz. Not only do you get the passing of the power forward torch from Jaren Jackson Jr. to Cam Boozer, you're also getting the matchup of 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft right there between Darren Peterson at number 2 overall and then Cam Boozer going number 3. I love this matchup. I love what these 2 teams can be going forward in terms of establishing a rivalry. That's my number 1 game. Number 2, October 29th is Victor Wembanyama and the defending Western Conference champion San Antonio Spurs coming in for their visit. It's going to be a huge matchup, specifically at that center position. I'm hoping that both of these guys are healthy because they're two of the dynamic big men we have in this league, in Zach Edey at 7'4" and Wemby at 7'5". So I'm looking forward to that. And the Grizzlies also can use that as a measuring stick. This is where we need to get to. They did it from 13th to first place in the West in one season. How fast can the Grizzlies get this turnaround going? And then January 18th, my MLK game, everyone's MLK game. Legend Kevin Durant coming in, bringing the Houston Rockets in here as well too. But that game is more about the atmosphere, the day of service, and everything that goes into it. So those are my 3 games right there, my top 3 that I'm looking forward to.
All right, Lang.
All right, I started with you're seeing this passing of the torch in the NBA right now. Like Russell Westbrook retired yesterday. A lot of that generation's kind of moving on. This could be Steph Curry's last year. Who knows? But Golden State Warriors
Might be his last year at Golden State.
Could be. So, I don't know if he makes it until the 19th, but the Warriors are here on the 19th. We'll see if seeing Steph Curry here is always fun, and always all the fans come out from Arkansas to root for the Warriors. So they'll be in town. LeBron, who loves Memphis, coming to town on the 3rd. We'll see how long this thing lasts in Philly with him. But then the other one I picked, and it actually was a double because we get the Knicks on the 15th, and then 2 nights later on the 17th, home against the San Antonio Spurs. The graphic wouldn't hold 2 games. But you get a back-to-back against the 2 teams from the NBA Finals last year. If you're ever going to test yourself, boom, back-to-back the Knicks Spurs here at home against those teams. That's right in the middle of that 8-game homestand in the middle of February. So, that should be a really good test of this team.
Yeah. And the week after the trade deadline, too.
Right.
That's the week after the trade deadline. So a lot of these teams can look a lot differently going into that second stretch of February.
Yeah. Roser?
I'm going to start things off. Look, full disclosure, you guys got your choices in before I did, so I had to be something different. So I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks to start, which I know is not nearly the most exciting game on some people's schedule. But we talk about the return of John Morant. We talk about the return of Desmond Bane, the return of Jaren Jackson Jr., who's actually going to play for another team against the Grizzlies on opening night. But Taylor Jenkins, this is the winningest coach in franchise history. 250 wins. This is a guy that also deserves a video tribute. And someone you talk about with the players, you want to see the players out in the community. You want to see players embrace Memphis. Taylor Jenkins did that when he was here. You would find him at community events. You could walk up to him at the grocery store, shake his hands, and take pictures. So I'm going to go with Milwaukee there. Another thing that is always strange in the NBA is when a player who is synonymous with one franchise changes teams, and we have to see them look weird in a different jersey. Whether it's Damian Lillard with the Milwaukee Bucks, Klay Thompson with the Dallas Mavericks, we get that. Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Miami Heat on December 16th here. Just seeing Giannis in a different jersey, and I think it makes the Miami Heat kind of must-see this season. And then last but not least, my number one, it's Desmond Bane back here. The preseason game isn't going to count. The regular season game, February 10th, Desmond Bane back at FedEx Forum.
Nice. All right. Mine, I'll start. My first one on the list, this is in date order.
That's an away game.
My first one is at Miami.
Why at Miami, Fish?
Game, Rob?
Why does that need to be explained? Because it's
why do
at
you love
Miami.
a road game so
It's
much?
at Miami in January.
Because last year we got screwed. There was no game in Orlando because they played overseas, and then there was no day off in Miami because it was a back-to-back. We played here and then had to fly to Miami. Got in at 3 a.m. and played in Miami the next night and got out of town. It was terrible, as you know, Michael. This year we play in Orlando we get in the day before in Orlando, and then we fly to Miami after Orlando and got a day off in Miami. And then we're in Miami. So I'm going Miami in January. Exactly.
I respect the honesty, Fitz.
Monday, January 18th, MLK Day. Sir, that's the first game I look at when the schedule comes out every single year to see who we're playing, when we're playing, where it's going to be broadcast, because I think it deserves the utmost respect on the NBA schedule. It's only Peacock.
I like that it's a night game, though.
I do like that it's a night game.
It's the last of the days.
They took us off from being the afternoon game.
We're the
for a while.
primetime game.
Yeah, we were afternoon there for a while, but it's a night game. So that's going to be a great day. Michael already talked about it. What the events that surround the game and everything make it such a special day. And then that third one, obviously, Ja's return, coming back with the Portland Trailblazers. That's going to be a fun night at FedEx Forum, definitely. All right, those are our top 3 games. The NBA schedule Some of the things have trickled out the last couple of days in the NBA, including opening night. We're going to have 3 games on opening night. Well, 2 games on opening night, 1 on opening day in the NBA this year.
Baseball?
An afternoon game, a 2 o'clock Central Time, Boston-Detroit game.
Big time
I like
game.
it.
You
Big
like
time
that?
game. Yeah.
I like it. Because how often do you get to watch a basketball game in the middle of the day? And with all the excitement leading up to the first game of the year, this is just sit on the couch, watch a game. Middle of the day.
I think there's also some, it'll be prime time in Europe too. And, the NBA
the Europeans love the
touching down and
Pistons.
wanting to touch down in Europe a little bit.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Globalization. So is that game in
Globalization of the
Detroit or
game.
Boston?
In Detroit.
It's in Detroit? Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was Boston because, Boston has a matinee type feel anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of matinee games.
Yeah.
Here. But yeah, if it's in Detroit, hey, good big time game to start the season off right there.
And then Sixers at the Knicks. Talk about a big time game.
Yeah.
LeBron James going to ring ceremony night in Madison Square Garden.
And one of his could be one of his last times in the Garden to play in the Garden.
Could be one of his last ring ceremonies too.
Yeah. Could be.
His last one. Yeah.
And then Oklahoma City at San Antonio, another marquee matchup on opening night.
That's just elite.
You just expect that those sort of things to happen. Same sort of thing for Christmas Day. When you look at the NBA Christmas Day schedule, marquee matchups all over the board on Christmas Day. San Antonio playing at the Knicks. That is an 11 a.m. start Central Time. And then you have Miami at the Boston Celtics. Giannis taking on a team that he was thought to go to in the Boston Celtics. Then Philadelphia and LeBron going to the Lakers in that afternoon. Oklahoma City at Minnesota, and the Denver Nuggets at Golden State. Those games all on ABC and ESPN. That's a fun schedule.
Here's the thing, though, man. I don't have any problem. I have one problem with that Christmas Day schedule. They should have flipped Philly and Miami, flipped those 2 games. They should have sent the Sixers to the Celtics on Christmas Day, and then maybe have Giannis going up against Luka in the LA game.
LeBron and the Lakers.
But I think it's more about
LeBron
Tatum.
and Bronny?
It's more
Christmas
about Tatum.
Day? Father-son?
Nah, I'd rather see Tatum and Brown go at it from that standpoint in that case right there.
We talked about MLK Day. Grizzlies are playing on that day, one of 4 games on MLK Day with Detroit, Cleveland, 76ers, and Atlanta. Great that Atlanta's on the schedule on this day as well. We talk about the Grizzlies being on the schedule every year, and I think it's great Atlanta should be on the schedule every year as well. Minnesota and the New York Knicks, and then the Rockets coming to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. That one gets underway at 6:30. And then the NBA Cup. We got the NBA Cup. We talked about the Grizzlies and their group with Oklahoma City, New Orleans, the Clippers, and Minnesota. There's the group play national schedule, as well as a lot of those teams. Knicks and Sixers being in the same group is kind of interesting.
Do we still have the special courts for the NBA Cup?
I assume.
They were trying to get away from them, though, because of the slick surface. Remember, some teams opted out.
Complained.
Yeah, that's right.
Some teams opted out of them by the end of it. So we'll see if they,
like
they
the
still
special
maintain.
courts.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
One thing going back to the MLK, man, at some point, man, I would really love to see the Grizzlies and the Hawks use that as a home and home.
Yeah.
Right. Use that as, 1 year they come here on MLK, the next year they go. I really think that it's synonymous between those 2 franchises.
It would be
I love
cool.
both of them are playing.
Yeah.
But I love to see them play.
It would
against
be
each
cool
other.
if those are the only teams playing on MLK Day.
That's another
Just have
one.
the Grizzlies, Hawks every year, home and home.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right. So there you go with the national schedule as well. All right. Before we get out of here, just biggest takeaway from what we see from this 80 game schedule that we got for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, man, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be tough. You know what I mean? But the Grizzlies are hitting the reset button. They are going to be going in here playing hard. New supporting cast, new core, younger core. And they just got to chip away literally 1 game at a time and hang in there this season, because from month to month, it's only going to get harder and harder and harder. A lot of road games early, as Rosa talked about. But again, you can only face them 1 at a time, man, and just go out there and fight.
Yep. Lang?
I think it's mostly a fair schedule. Looking at it, like there's no big parts over here like, oh man, they're sending us on the road for 3 weeks or anything like that. If anything, you have that long homestand in the middle of it, which is sort of unprecedented. But like I said earlier, looking at that schedule, looking at the teams that you got to play, there's not a lot of easy wins out there for anybody. And so I think for this Grizzlies team, I want to see them be competitive from the jump and give something to grow off of that. But if you can compete every single night, you got a shot in the NBA. So I want to see this Grizzlies team be competitive from the start.
Roser?
Yeah, they tried to set the tone in Summer League, and they did that by guys played. Like they didn't sit out back-to-backs or anything when we're in the Las Vegas Summer League. They tried to win that. So let's see if that carries over to start the season. I do agree with Lang, like a fair schedule. There are times we look at the schedule and it's like, well, we got 3 West Coast trips. Like there's really only one West Coast road trip, and it's to start the season.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I mean, we've had some back-to-backs the last couple of years where we've thought, what is the league doing to us? I mean, that's unfair. You know, where you're playing here and then you're playing in Miami, and you get in at 4 a.m. and going, the wrong way on the time zones. Or we had the one where we played at 8:30 start against Minnesota here, and then had to go play in Denver the next night. That was insane. But I don't see any of those complaints, I don't think, with the schedule this year. So I'm with you, Lang, that it seems like a pretty fair schedule and one that, as we said, it's going to be tough. But if this team can come out and can compete and stay healthy, staying healthy is going to be the big key. And if they can, I think they're going to be just
It's tough for everybody. Like every team has the same problem because the whole NBA is so competitive right now. Like nobody's got an easy schedule.
Right, exactly. You got to play all the teams.
That's right.
All right, that's going to do it for our schedule release show presented by Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Don't forget, single game tickets are on sale on 9/01 day, Tuesday, September 1st. You'll be able to get your tickets for the Memphis Grizzlies. You can do that starting on September the 1st. To check out the schedule, you can check out my schedule on Twitter at The Fish Nation is where you can find me. My schedule's there. You can print it out, put it on your refrigerator.
Hold it up one more time. Hold it up one more time, man. Tell them what to come look for.
Yeah, that's it.
There it is.
Got that.
There it is.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
You should sign. Yeah,
And feel free to color it in yourself.
He
Print it out and
looks
color
like
them
a
in
genius
yourself.
or like a serial killer, like thing with the crazy things all over the place.
Right.
should sign that and auction it off.
Yeah, we'll auction it off, sure. All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks to Roser, Lang, Michael, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here on the schedule release party here this afternoon on Grind City Media. Have a great afternoon, and go Grizz.